Hey, we have on the line now Nate from the band Elisium out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, and it's I somehow, Nate, I managed to catch you when you're not on the road. How did I manage to do that?
Because you guys have the crystal ball, man, with all the band timing. You know exactly where everyone's going to be all the time.
Well, tell people a little bit about that, because you're one of the hardest touring bands I know. I mean, you guys literally live on the road. I know you made that decision to do that a couple of years ago. How long are you off for?
Right. Well, thank you very much for the compliment about being such a hard-working band. We do work pretty hard, and we decided to do that almost 2 years ago now, and it's been quite the journey. And but now it's how we support ourselves, and so we really try to stay on tour, as much as we can. We took a month off to basically write a record at the end of last year, and we've taken this month pretty much to get the release together. So the new album is packaged. It's being printed right now. We're going to be releasing it on April 28th, and there's a big release show in our hometown here at Fredericksburg with We Are Harlot, which is another awesome band about to be released on the world. But we're doing a show with them at Hard Times in Fredericksburg on the 30th of April to kind of celebrate the CD coming out. And then right after that, we're straight back out on the road for, I think it's 7 weeks of album release tour. So we'll be back to grinding real soon.
So, some real exciting news about the album. We can tell folks the title Shoreline, because that's public and all out there for the news now. So, but you have some really kind of cool packages available for people that they can buy if they pre-order. So why don't you tell folks about that?
Sure. That's true, yeah. Shoreline is the name of the record, and we are really excited about it. This has been one of the most intense album releases we've ever put together, where we do have a whole pre-order campaign that just went online yesterday. There's all kinds of packages. Just the basic package, you get the CD signed as well as a big poster with the artwork that we're signing, a picture of the band, and some sketches from the painter who actually painted the whole album concept. So some really neat stuff. And it goes up from there. You can get dog tags. We've got guitar picks. We've got cool little wristbands, T-shirts with the album stuff on them. We had an artist make some of these, 3D etched, cube crystal things. They're totally awesome. Another artist did some metal sculptures with part of the album art on it. So, just a crazy variety of stuff. And we've got a couple surprises that we haven't released yet that are going to come in a couple weeks. So lots of neat stuff to get involved with. And some of the packages are very limited, like there are only 3 or 4 of them left. And some have even sold out. We released the stuff yesterday, and less than 12 hours later, we were sold out of some things. So truly amazed by the response we've been getting.
Yeah, man, I noticed you already sold out of some of them. So, folks, if you want to get the real premium packages, you got to get over there before they're gone. So, very good news. Now, I'm excited to hear the album. I love your band. So, tell me how this album compares to the EP, the Becoming EP. Has it evolved in any way, or is it a similar style?
Absolutely, man. Good question. When we did Becoming, we were still, working jobs and spending our weekends and all of our time off to go down to the studio and put that record together. And it kind of feels now like we pieced it together from a couple different moments. Whereas Shoreline, we really focused our attention completely on just making an album. We stopped touring with the intent to write a record, and we went straight into the studio and recorded it. We spent like a full 2 weeks in the same studio, just living there and kind of bringing this album to life. So it has a much more coherent, feeling. I think, listening to it, you can tell that all the songs were written, in the same era of the band. So I don't know, I really, really love it. There's a lot of variety. There's some acoustic stuff. There's some really heavy stuff. There's some instrumental stuff that just has like Apollo 11 and some NASA sound effects mixed in with it. Just a really cool, diverse collection of songs. Brett Hessler, who we recorded with in Florida, really knew how to take a song idea that was good at its core and kind of develop it into an epic piece of music. And so we are so excited about getting it out there.
Now, talking about the glamorous life of the road, man, you guys have had so many challenges with your trailer. What's up with your nightmare trailer, man? Did you guys get a new one yet?
Yeah, I know. Well, the insurance people are still supposed to call me. We're actually supposed to be in Michigan tonight. We were supposed to be playing JB's birthday up at the Foundry tonight. But yeah, like you said, our trailer. We were in West Virginia last weekend, and the tire left the trailer while we were traveling, which is a first for us. No one was hurt. There were no accidents, thank goodness. But yeah, the trailer is done, man. The axle was ruined. It ripped a hole in the side when the tire came off. Just all this crazy stuff. So now we've been through hell with that trailer. But that trailer got us over 100,000 miles. You know, it enabled us last year to play 180 shows almost in 43 states. So we've worked it to death, basically.
So, you know, a band that lives on the road as much as you, what is the biggest challenge of living on the road? And the, you know, the somewhat stereotype of the glamorous road, like, but what's the biggest challenge you guys face?
Sure, so that's a great question. I think some of our biggest challenges right now, as you know, at this current stage of our band, obviously money is a big issue. You know, finding enough money in the budget to make sure that everybody eats well and has a cell phone, and just like the really, really important stuff. We've been fortunate that we can stay with folks we know and my parents when we're home, so we're able to save money there. But cash is a big deal. Besides the obvious thing with money, we all struggle with those issues of, you know, separation and loneliness and being away from the people that you've known, you know, your whole life, basically. You miss all those events and holidays and stuff. And lately one issue has been cancellations and things where we spend all kinds of time planning things and putting together flyers and stuff, and then a week from the show, something will happen, something falls through or whatever. And it's such a killer for a band like us that doesn't have a whole huge team of people behind us, you know, to help fix things. We really kind of do it ourselves, and so when a show falls through on a crazy, you know, a very important day, it's often a scramble to fill it with something and stay lucrative. So, but you know, small business 101. We're getting a crash course for sure.
Now, you talked about, like, kind of the loneliness of being away from friends that you're used to being, a family and all that stuff. Who are some of the bands, because you play with so many different bands, like, you're not always just on tour with one band. Who are some of the bands that have kind of become your buddies as you travel around the country? Like, who are some of the bands you're the closest to as friends?
Oh man, great questions too. You're full of these good questions. We some of our best friends in the universe are the band Another Lost Year, who kind of pushed us. We say this all the time, pushed us out of our jobs and into our real lives. That kind of encouraged us to quit working regular jobs and move into the band and do it for real. And so they took us out for 6 crazy months together, and we did a lot of stuff. And so we've become great friends with those guys. But last year we teamed up with Saving Abel for a whole month, and they're terrific people as well. Some of the guys in Royal Bliss we've become good friends with, Boba Flex. So bands that, you know, that more people have heard of, are, you know, we're becoming friends with them. Our good buddies in Super Bob just released another album as well, and so we like to get road advice from them. Almost Kings, a band who we looked up to for years. I still text Ryan and Bose all the time and ask them what they would do in some crazy scenario that we find ourselves in, you know. Like, hey, the tire came off my trailer. What the hell would you guys do? You know.
There's no telling what Bose might do. In this case, I'd like to know what answer you got from him. But man, those are all great bands. What is almost like a planned segue? I promised the audience I didn't plan the segue, but you've got a great show coming up on June 13th with, like, I just happen to have listed Tantric, Another Lost Year, Almost Kings, and Super Bob, and it's a beer fest. Man, that sounds like it's pretty cool.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we love. I mean, that's one of the things that I think. At least us, and I'm sure many other bands look forward to every summer, is festival season. We talk about, you know, I just talked with Tony Wilson, our agent, about this, how really the work and the hard fight is done in the clubs every night, you know, in the venues, the dark places where it smells like smoke or whatever. And then festival season comes, and we all get to go have a big office party. You know, it's like we go out and we celebrate in the sun, and we play songs, and we drink beer, and we have toast, and we talk about what a great year it's been and what a cool fall we've got coming up, and it's just like a big hoorah, everybody feels good together time. So we're super excited to be able to do that again this year and with some friends. We're playing with Puddle of Mud and 10 Years on another festival in Shenandoah, the Rockin' the Valley thing. So a lot of cool stuff coming up this summer, as well as the new record we're pushing.
Hey man, I always enjoy the and for folks that don't know, you have a ton of like acoustic solo things that you just put up online that I really enjoy watching. Like as if you don't have enough to do already. How do you find the time to put those acoustic things up there?
We do not like to do nothing. I think one thing about myself anyway, and my bandmates has been that we don't like to kind of sit around and be bored. You know, we quit our jobs with a mission, not to just kind of play games and stuff. And so anytime we've got a moment, we try to be musical. The acoustic things are something that's just fun for us to do. I used to be a video editor, so it helps keep me fresh on how to put videos together. But they're just fun things to do. It's relaxing, honestly, and just something a little different than the night after night, you know, on a crowded stage with only 30 minutes. You know, it's just something to break it up. And we had fun with it. People seem to really enjoy them, which is wonderful. And so I got a long list of goals that I'd like to do that include many more acoustic videos.
Now, do you get a lot? How often do people message request you for those? Like, do you have a long whole list of like 500 things that people have messaged you that they want to hear you cover?
Yeah, man, I've gotten some of the most bizarre requests. People send me stuff like, "Hey, why don't you cover that 303 song? That what's that song called? Something about hoes." I don't know. It's so crazy. Never done no idea. I get some totally bizarre requests. Or, hey, could you cover this Rush song? It's like, I don't know if I could pull it off. But yeah, and then some things that, you know, that are actually really great ideas that came out of nowhere. So I love that kind of stuff. I encourage people to always, you know, send any ideas because no idea is too crazy. That's some of the package deals we're offering with the new album came out of just crazy ideas that we thought were bizarre, but have turned out to be really cool things in the end.
Well, Nick Compton, everybody from Elisium, great band out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. I'm so glad we caught you in a rare moment when you were off the road and could talk to us. And once again, the album is called Shoreline. You can pre-order it right now with some very cool packages. And check out Elisium online. And hey, thanks so much for being here on the show.
No problem, man. Thanks for giving me a time or a moment to talk about our stuff. You guys are awesome, and we look forward to seeing you this summer.